The tug is the drug. And once you start tugging on a calico and realize how much he's going to tug back, they're ferocious fighters, they're fun fish to catch. Kids can catch them, adults can catch them, but there's a cult of guys that chase these things. It's the most caught fish in Southern California, but it's also the most released fish in Southern California. So it's just a ball. Once you start catching some calicos, you're going to want to do it again.
I think kelp bass populations are a lot healthier now than they were about 10 years ago. So there's a few positive signs that we're seeing. One of them is we're seeing increases in catch rates in the fishery over the last few years, and we're also seeing in scuba surveys a lot more juvenile fish. That's usually a great sign for knowing that we're getting a really strong year class in, which means in a few years we should hope to see those fish in the fishery. All of those signs probably have a lot to do with the regulation changes that went in place in 2013. Also, marine protected areas in Southern California as part of that statewide network happened that same year. Those places provide refuge for fish to get bigger and have more offspring.
It takes them about 7 years to get to be legal size at 14, and a 10-pound plus calico could be 30 years old.
The bigger you are, the more fertile you are. It's called the big old fertile female fish hypothesis. And so yeah, a combination of marine protected areas and regulation changes probably positively impacted the kelp bass populations.
Marine protected areas were a hard pill to swallow for the angler. When your grandfather and your father and your son all fished Main Beach Laguna and you can't go there anymore, it's a hard bite to take, but I think in the long run it's going to be really good for fishing. The fish are alive and well, there's bait everywhere. But these calicos are sturdy, and they moved the limit from 10 apiece to 5 apiece, and from 12 inches to 14 inches, and I think that's helped a lot.
California Department of Fish and Wildlife are actively monitoring catch rates in the fishery. They're also actively monitoring the numbers and the sizes of fish that are being thrown back. If we see a lot of fish, younger, smaller fish in 1 year, that might be a good sign for fish entering into the fishery in the future. CCFRP, that's the California Collaborative Fisheries Research Program. We are actively monitoring catch rates and sizes of kelp bass inside marine protected areas and outside those areas. And then for my PhD research, I'm interested in how oceanography affects larval recruitment of kelp bass. So in other words, the numbers of fish that settle into the nearshore environment.
Kelp is cyclical, it's gonna cycle. And we had the El Nino come in for 6 or 7 years, and water got up to almost 80 degrees. A lot of the kelp just melted away. Didn't like that warm temperature. And now we've had cooler winters, and the water's getting back, and we're seeing kelp forests pop up everywhere we go.
It's going to be really important to keep monitoring kelp bass populations and having effective management strategies to make that population more resilient to a warming ocean in the future.
I think it's just going to keep going on. There's guys that love to fish worm in skiffs now. It's very popular to go calico fishing in a skiff. All the party boats, the Dana Wharf boats, have tons of kids. There's a new group called the Dana Wharf Rats, and we're taking these kids out and showing them how to catch calicos, and very few kids take one home. The catch and release on the calico thing is becoming more and more popular.